Mary gently tapped her cheek with her fingers, attempting to communicate with the death row inmate in the courtroom using Morse code. She asked the man how she could help him escape his predicament. Upon receiving the signal, the man responded by blinking. Due to the large amount of information, Mary quickly grabbed a pen and jotted down every detail until they had conveyed all the information. The trial finally ended, and the man was sentenced to death, with the execution scheduled 3 days later. However, he was not at all flustered because just then, he had already agreed on a grand escape plan with Mary. The man's name was Mike, a notorious gangster. That night, Mary followed Mike's instructions and arrived at a designated wall. She found the predetermined brick, gently pushed it, and the wall slowly rose. Behind the wall was a parked luxury car. Mary started the car and immediately drove to the next hideout. When she saw a road sign indicating 37 kilometers, she pulled over to the side of the road. Then, the mountain slowly opened, turning into a huge door, and the car drove into a cave. This place was a hidden paradise. Mary entered the code for the safe, and the cabinet popped open, filled with cash and colorful bottles of medicine. She picked up the yellow and green potions specified by Mike, preparing to bring these drugs back to the prison to rescue him. However, she still needed to find a key person, the police chief, John. John had always been greedy for beauty and had long been fond of Mary. Seeing Mary take the initiative to seduce him, he immediately felt desire and told her that as long as she agreed to marry him, he would do anything for her. Mary saw that John had taken the bait, so she casually picked up the newspaper on the table and saw the news about Mike's impending execution. She expressed that she was very interested in this legendary figure and wanted to see him before he died. John immediately refused. After all, Mike was a dangerous person. Seeing this, Mary decided to take a tougher approach. She gently teased John with her nose, and John immediately agreed but proposed the condition that he must accompany Mary. Mary smiled slyly, which was exactly what she wanted. That night, the two went to the prison, and John successfully convinced the warden to let them see Mike under the pretext of interrogation. Then, the three of them entered the interrogation room. 30 minutes later, John walked out coldly, saying that Mike was like a wooden block and he couldn't get anything out of him. The warden sighed, saying that since Mike entered the prison, he had always been like this, constantly keeping a straight face and not saying a word. The next day, the moment of execution arrived. The prison guards cut off Mike's collar and escorted him to the guillotine. To everyone's surprise, even at this point, Mike still remained expressionless. Seeing his unusual behavior, the police chief suddenly realized something was wrong. He remembered the various human skin masks found in Mike's home. Feeling uneasy, he immediately stepped forward to stop the execution.